So we start. So we can start. Yeah. So we're going to start on recruitment. I don't know if you had covered this one. We're going to do something on recruitment. So under recruitment, you're supposed to know what is recruitment, which are the sources of recruitment. I hope you have the notes. The sources of recruitment, then the content of a job advertisement, then you're going to look at the recruitment policy. So we can start on recruitment. We can start on definition. So recruitment is searching for prospective employees and stimulating and encouraging them to apply for jobs in an organization. Hope you can hear me. I can see you're typing something. I want to see what you're typing first. So I'm saying we are going to look at recruitment. So we are going to first start with the definition of recruitment and then talk about recruitment. It means you are looking for prospective employees and encouraging them to apply for jobs in an organization. That's what we call recruitment. So when talk about in every organization, you find they have to recruit employees once in a while. So when talk about recruitment, it's where you're looking for employees to apply for a certain job in an organization. If you have a vacancy, what do? You do what we call recruitment. You advertise for your jobs, then people apply for that job. So we have the sources of recruitment. Sources of recruitment. We said there are two sources. We said there are internal source and the external. The sources of recruitment, there are two, internal and the external. And then let's first discuss the internal sources. So when we talk about internal recruitment, it's where you look an organization look for an employee within the organization. The employees that are already in that organization, you consider them for a particular job. So you look for an employee within the organization. That is what we call the internal recruitment. And we have two examples of internal recruitment. We have what we call promotion and transfers. Promotion and transfers. Those are the two examples of internal recruitment. We are together. Internal recruitment look for an employee within the organization. Then we have two examples of internal recruitment are promotion and transfer. Promotion and transfer. Promotion is you promote a person from a low low level to a higher level. Then transfer is you transfer an individual or an employee from like one branch to another. That is what we call now the transfers. So you're going to look at the advantages of internal recruitment. What are some of the advantages of recruiting a person within the organization that he or she is working in? Or what are the advantages of promoting a person? For example, you're working as an assistant accountant, then you're given a job as an accountant. Or you're working as an assistant HR, then you're given the job of an HR manager. Why is it that important to an organization or an employee? So you're going to look at the advantages of internal recruitment. And the first one we have motivation of existing employees. Motivation of existing employees. So that's the first advantage. If you promote a person from one level to another, it's a way of motivating him or her to work even better in that organization. That one is a motivation. Then number two, you have commitment of employees. Commitment of employees. As employees, if you find your colleagues are being promoted from one level to another, it at times encourages you, makes you to be more committed because you also want to be promoted at one time. So it's a way of helping employees to be committed at the place of work. Then the next one we have less training is required. Less training is required. This one means if you recruit a person within the organization, he or she knows how to operate in that organization. He knows how to do things like to operate machines. So you find you don't have to train him on doing so much because he already knows what he's supposed to do. Then you have less orientation. Orientation is the same as induction. If you bring a new employee in an organization, you don't have to orient him so much because you already know about the organization. He knows about the organization culture, what he's supposed to do, and they're supposed to behave in that organization. So there is less orientation. Then you know the candidate well. If you look for an employee within an organization, it means you know the character of that employee, how he or she behave. You know him so well, he or her so well. So you find you know the candidate that you're going to promote on a better way. Then you minimize the labor costs. Those are not the cost of advertisements. You will minimize them. Because if you do an external recruitment, you need to do an advertisement and people apply and you do what you call the interviews. But if you do an internal recruitment, you minimize those costs, the cost of the advertising, the cost of doing the recruitment and the selection processes. So you're going to reduce that one. Then the next one is, then it's a good way, it's a bad organization culture. It's a good culture in an organization if you do an internal recruitment. It improves the organizational culture, the culture of the organization. Are you together? Yeah. Those are now the advantages of internal recruitment. Make sure you know how to explain each and every one. Then we can now go to the disadvantages. What are the disadvantages of recruiting a person within the organization? Now we've looked at the advantages of recruiting a person within the organization. So you're looking at what are some of the disadvantages of recruiting a person within the organization. Number one, never negative culture is carried to the organization. Negative culture. So when we talk about negative culture, it means if wants to a certain culture to go away, it may not, because the employees already know about the organization. So it becomes so hard to remove a certain culture within the organization. E.g., if employees are used to becoming to work late, even if you promote him or her to a higher level, that culture may not change. So it brings the negative culture, it may not go away within a given period of time. Then the next one we have, no new ideas are brought into the organization. Because if you promote a person, you just promoted him within the organization. So there's nothing new that he or she is going to bring to that organization because he has been working there. So nothing new is going to come up from that person. Then it's not available for a new organization. So if you are starting a new organization today, you can't do an internal recruitment because you don't have any employees. So you must start what we call the external. We are together. So you have said for the internal, it cannot be able to be used for a new organization. If you are starting an organization like today, you can't do an internal recruitment because you don't have any existing employees. So it's not be available. Then you have limited candidates to choose from. For example, you want to promote a person to a higher level, but you can have just two people that you are comparing with. Maybe just two employees between this and this. Who are we going to promote? So you don't have so many people to compare their credentials with. So there are limited candidates to choose from. Then it's the chances of favorisms are high. Chances of favorisms are high. So when you do an internal recruitment, you find the chances of favorism are high because a manager can promote you because he or she maybe likes you because of one issue or another. So the chances of favorism are high in internal recruitment. So are we together on that? So those are now the sources of recruitment. The first one, the internal. So make sure you know what are the examples of internal and promotion and transfer. Make sure you know the advantages of internal recruitment, and two, the disadvantages of internal recruitment. That is on internal, the first source. So you are going to at the next source number two, external recruitment. External recruitment now, it's where you look for an employee outside the organization. You look for an employee outside the organization, a person that has not been working in that organization. That's what we call now the external recruitment. Hope you can get the difference. Internal is within, external is outside. External, you look for a person outside the organization. So you're going to look at some of the examples of external resources. You have said for internal, said the sources are two, the promotion and transfers. So you're going to look at the examples of external sources, which are now the examples of external sources. The first one, you have training institutions and or what we call the colleges, training institutions. So when talk about training institution, it's where you look for an employee from the universities and the colleges. You find some organization, like during the graduation ceremony, they come to the organization, they want to look for people to employ. So maybe the best employee, the best student in a particular area is given the job to do. So you have what you call now the training institutions or the colleges. Then you have the recruiting firms or recruiting agencies, the recruiting firms or agencies. So for recruiting agencies, you find some organization, they don't do recruitment for themselves. What they usually do, you have those agencies that do recruitment on behalf of the organization, then they bring the employees. So they can also do the recruiting agencies, like an example of manpower services. That is an example of recruiting agencies where they recruit employees on behalf of the organization. The organization needs to give them what kind of a candidate to do you want to have, which qualifications, which skills do you like that person to have. Then the recruiting agency recruit on your behalf. Then you have another called the recruitment at the gates. Recruitment at the gate is where maybe you go in an organization like it's a new organization. They now want people, then you can be taken up from the gate. You find for recruitment at the gate, they don't require so many qualifications. They are just like the casual workers that are needed. Then the next one we have what we call headhunting or poaching. Headhunting or poaching. So when talk about headhunting, this one is mostly in the like the media industry. Headhunting or what we call poaching means you look for an employee from your rival organization, your rival company. That's what we call the headhunting. Looking for an employee from your rival company. For example, mostly it's practiced in the media houses. Like today, we find a person is working at K24. The next month, if maybe within a short period of time, he has gone to KTN or Citizen. So it's usually mostly in the media houses, and they look for the most influential employees in the organization. That's what we call now the headhunting or poaching. You look for influential employees from your competitive organization. That's what we call headhunting or poaching. Then you have another one called recommendation. So for recommendation, it's where you recommend an employee to your employer. Your employer may ask you, do you know somebody who can work as in this position? Then you can recommend a person to him. That's what we call now the recommendation. These are now the examples of sources of external recruitment. You must be able to identify those sources. The institution, agencies, the gates, the poaching, and the recommendation. You must be able to know them. Then the next one that we're going to look at, the advantages. What are the advantages of recruiting an employee from outside the organization. And the first advantage is you have a large pool of candidates to choose from. You find when you advertise for a job, or another source, another example of external, you can talk about the internet or the advertisement. Here you advertise a job like in an internet or in a newspaper, then people apply. So we have the advantages. It provides a large pool of qualified candidates to choose from. That's the first one. That one means when people apply for a job, you're going to find so many applications. For example, you may need like 5 employees and get like 100 applications. So you're able to choose from a large number of people that have applied to the organization. So you have a large number of people to compare with, unlike the internal. Then experience, the number two, you have experience and expertise. Experience and expertise from the other organization can be brought in. If you hire a person from another organization, they can give you a good experience. They can tell you how they have been operating in their previous organization. Which expert they can also be experts and bring you to new things that they've been operating in the rival organization. Then the next one, the number three, it helps to bring new blood and ideas to the organization. It helps to bring new blood and ideas to the organization. That one means if you bring a person from outside the organization to your organization, he or she is going to come up with new ideas. How have they been operating in their organization? For example, if in the media, if a person moves from K24 goes to K20, KTM, he or she will come up with the ideas. How have you been operating? What are some of how do we treat our customers? Those are now the new ideas and blood. Then the another advantage is the most suitable for a new organization. It's the most suitable for a new organization. If you're starting an organization today, you must start with the the external recruitment. Then the next one is it reduces inbreeding of some culture. Inbreeding of culture is it helps if you it's an organization and you want to to eliminate a certain culture, it becomes so easy by external recruitment. Because if you bring a new employee to the organization today and tell them this is what you expect them to do, they are going to obey because they're coming to a new organization. So it helps to remove certain bad cultures from the organization. Then the next one is most suitable source for the expanding organization. If you're an expanding organization, it's the most suitable method to use to recruit new employees. That one is on the advantages of external recruitment. Then the next one we have the disadvantages. What are the disadvantages of recruiting a person from outside the organization? Number one is an expensive way because, for example, if you do like an advertisement, you have to pay for advertisements and pay those recruitment agencies. So it is an expensive. Then you need employees. If a new employee comes to your organization, it means you're going to train him or her on how to operate. Then it's a way of demoralizing the existing employees. Demoralize this one means if you bring a new employee from outside the organization with and we have the same qualification with him or her, I'm sure you're going to feel demoralized because you're going to they not give me the job and I have the same qualification. So it can be demoralizing to the existing employees. Then the next one, you have to orient employees or do what we call orientation. If you bring a new member from organization, it means you must do what you call an orientation to process to him. Then it's very expensive, we have said in terms of wage. Then it may lead to high labor. When we talk about high labor turnover, it's the rate at which organization high labor it leads to high labor turnover. So and I've said high labor turnover means the rate at which employees leave the organization. So if you do the external so much, the employees are going to be demoralized and at the end of the day they are going to leave your organization. So it may lead to high labor turnover of the employees. Then the next one, it can deny career advancement. Career advancement means it's where an employee tries to advance his career. But if you find you're not being promoted or being given a challenging job, you find you're not going to advance your career because you feel there are no chances of promotion or being given a challenging job. Hope you are together. Are you together? So let me mute. Let me mute, then you tell me something. Let me mute mine.
Can you explain the last point about advancement?
So when talk about career advancement, it means as an employee, if I'm working in an organization and you find you are not being promoted, maybe people are being brought from outside. At the end of the day, you may not feel so well to advance your career. For example, if you have done a diploma, you're not going to feel like doing maybe a degree. If you have done a certificate, you feel maybe you're contented with what you have. That's what to call career advancement. Another one.
On the part of labor turnover and compensation, you've said they at the high what? Sijasikia hiyo part ya mwisho.
So you have said high labor, it may lead to high labor turnover, and they have said labor turnover is the rate at which employees leave the organization. So the labor turnover of an organization can either be high or low. So if you continue doing the external recruitment, it means the labor turnover is going to be high. The employees are going to leave your organization very fast. That's what we call the high labor turnover. Yeah, another one.
Ni hizo pekee, ni hizo mbili pekee.
Notes. So I hope you have the notes.
I have all the notes on recruitment.
And there is an audio that I've sent. I don't know if you have listened to the audio. The audio that I've sent in the portal is still an explanation on the recruitment. I'm sure there's an audio somewhere. Then I don't know if you have any past questions on recruitment. So can I give you some of the questions or what should I do?
You can send me the question via the email.
I'll check what to do on the questions that I have, though most of them I know that you have. So I'm asking, what about your colleagues? Hao wenzako wanasema aje? It's only you and some who have registered. What about the others?
Hao wengine walikuwa na issues kama zangu, so wana rectify.
If they are working on it, there's no problem. So, I'm also going to create a forum. Hapo, maybe you can mute first. I'm going to create a forum in the below the blue button, and in the forum, what usually happens, I'm supposed to send a question there. Then what you're supposed to do as a student, you're supposed to contribute. For example, if I post a question on recruitment, I expect you to contribute as a student. The lesson should take 3 hours. But for the first 40 minutes, The first 40 minutes should be what you're doing now, the video. Then you should also have time to listen to the audio one, the one that I've sent. Then there should also be time for group discussion. There's a part for a forum that I'm going to create, where students are supposed to contribute in the forum. I post a question, then I expect to see you replying or trying to answer those questions. So I want to believe, because for now I guess you are one, I don't know how you're going to do it, but I believe when your colleagues are on board, it will be so easier, because you're going to be doing what we call a group. It's called a group discussion. You're given question, you is try to discuss as a group, or still you can see what usually happens. You can still ask your questions from there. If you have any questions on there, like in any area, you can still ask there. It's also okay. Right together. So it's so important. Maybe you can tell them, maybe they try, maybe the process, so they can be registered quickly. So for the questions, I'm going to be sending them on the forum. Then from the forum, I expect you to be answering. You know, the class should go up to 5. So when you go for the first 40 minutes for video, I expect you during the next period of time, you are able to go through the forum, answer the questions that I'm going to give you, and maybe I'm going to help you in case of anything. I need to hear your comment on that. And the same information, make sure you pass to your colleagues. It's so important. Maybe I'm going to tell, maybe most of them think it's not an effective way of learning, but maybe from your perspective, how is it?
Okay, from my perspective, it is good. Yeah, and I will communicate the information to them, and hopefully they'll join us soon.
I hope it will be. Yeah, for some, I don't know what the reason, but it's supposed to be online, but I don't know what happened. This one is off also. So, see, I create a forum. When I create a forum, it's going to be below the big blue button. So you're going to click on the forum part, or the group discussion part. Then the question that I'm going to send on the forum, I'm expecting you to be able to answer them. So you're together. There's a place for you to reply. Hope you're together.
Yeah, we are together. So you've said there's a part that when you send the questions, there's a part that you can answer and then send it to you.
Going to find, sorry, you're going to find under that area, the forum area. I'm going to send a question. Then the question that I'm going to send, you're supposed to answer, and there's still a button for reply. You're supposed to reply. So in case of anything, I'm also going to be giving you feedback. I'm still online. I'm going to be giving you feedback on the same. If it's correct, if it's not, I'm going to be giving you a feedback. Hope you're okay.
Yeah, I'm okay.
So maybe I can end this one, then you go now to the forum.
So
Leave. Are you together? Hell, make sure you don't leave the portal.
uh,
Did you get the, what do you call, the bundles?
uh, from ZTech.
Ever mute from your side first. Yeah, did you get the bundles? Oh, sorry. You are muted. I can't get you. I'm asking about the bundle, the subsidized bundles. Did you get them?
No, I didn't get any. I'm using my bundles.
So did you apply? You know, you're supposed, there's a way that you're supposed to apply. I don't know if you, for you group, you paid the fees. If you pay the school fee, there's a way that you're supposed to be to apply for the bundles. Then you're supposed to be given. So you can follow up on that.
So we have to pay the fees first so that we can get the bundles.
I'm not so sure what's there out there it's going, but maybe you can talk to Paulina about it. Have you paid the school fees?
School fees for this semester, if it is for this semester, no, I haven't paid.
So there's a way that if you pay the school fees, but by now you're supposed to only pay 60% of the school fees, then the rest you pay with the time. But I heard there's a way that they're giving student bundles. If you register online, those are going to register online are going to be given bundles on monthly basis. So maybe you can confirm that from Pauline.
Okay, I will confirm that later.
Let me e- so let me end this session. Then we go to the group discussion forum.